I'm Terry Malisi, and welcome back to The Gathering. I'm hosting a girlfriend gathering tonight, and I'm real excited about it because this group of girls, we only get together every other month, and at that, it's at a restaurant. And as nice as that can be, it's not as relaxing as being at the gathering. So this group of girls, we have two nurses, one who just graduated nursing school and just got a new position as a nurse, so we'll be celebrating that. We have a marketing executive, we have an attorney, and we also have a partner in a financial advisory firm. Now, she just went on a business trip to California, and while she was there, she visited Sonoma. So she's bringing back different wines for each course of the meal. So speaking of courses, for appetizers, we're having seafood shooters, shrimp with chili and cilantro, caprese bites, and hoisin chicken spoons. We're having a baby spinach and apricot salad with raspberry vinaigrette. And for the main course, we'll be having a beef tenderloin stuffed with spinach and mushrooms with mushroom gravy on the side. We're having potatoes dauphinoise and steamed asparagus. For dessert, we're having chocolate and caramel fantasy. And by that time, you're going to have to roll us out down to the lake. I always start off with the dessert if, it needs time to set, and this one certainly does. So let me tell you what I have here. I have 2 cups of chocolate wafers. I've got 2 cups of chopped pecans. I've got 30 vanilla caramels, 3/4 cup of sweet semi-chocolate pieces, and I have a 1/4 cup of whipping cream and another one on this end because I'll be adding them at different points. And right here we have a 1/2 cup of caramel ice cream topping. Right here we have a 1/3 cup melted butter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my chocolate wafers with the melted butter and mix it up in the bowl and then coat this 9-inch springform pan that I already have coated with baking spray. I'm just going to mix this up. Now what I'm going to do is drop this in the pan and then spread it around, as you can see, evenly. And it doesn't have to come all the way up to the top because it'll be a low pie form, as you can see. It looks very nice. Now I'm going to put this in a 350 oven for 10 minutes. Oh, I'll put it on this pan just in case anything leaks. Now the crust is ready to come out. So I'll take this out and I'll let that cool for about 10 minutes. And meanwhile, the caramel is still melting, as you can see. It does take a little time. If you're pressed for time, you might want to get them going in the microwave. Now this is getting to be a good consistency, so I'm going to add the first 1/4 cup of whipping cream. I'm going to mix this all together. And this is beautiful. That is ready. See that? Is that beautiful? There you go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the nuts and stir the nuts in there. As you can see it, we're just going to spread it all around. Now we're going to chill this for an hour. Looks nice, right? And then what we'll do is we will then, after that, melt the semi-sweet chocolate bits in the remaining 1/4 cup of whipping cream, and then that will top the pie, cake, tort-like dessert, and then we'll be ready to go. So we'll do that right now and be right back. And now what I'd like to do is prepare the shrimp with cilantro and chili. Now, because the shrimp has to marinate, and it's all prepared, it's already cooked, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to take 1 bunch of cilantro, 1 cup of coconut milk, 1 ancho chili, 4 shallots, the zest of 2 lemons, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I'm going to bring all of those over to the food processor and blend them all together. And then I'm going to marinate this 1.5 pounds of colossal shrimp in for about, a couple of hours at least. And then right before the guests come, I'll skewer them, 1 on each skewer, so that my guests can just, pop one in their mouth and throw the skewer away. We'll throw them under the broiler just to brown them just slightly. So I'll meet you over at the food processor. It smells great. As you can see, it's a nice dark green soupy consistency. We're just going to throw the shrimp in and make sure it gets a nice coating. And the ancho chilies are mild. They're not medium, they're not hot. So, but it'll give it just a little kick. I don't want the dish to be too spicy. I'll put this in the fridge and let that marinate for a little bit. And now we're on to our seafood shooters. Now, because this has to marinate, I am doing this right now too. And this is very simple. All you do is throw it all together in a bowl, marinate it for at least 2 hours, and then you put them in I have little aperitif wine glasses. They're very small, and it'll just be perfect because it'll be a couple of bites per glass. And I may have too much left over, and if I do, I'll just throw the rest in a little bowl surrounding the glasses so that we can pick at it. So here we have the main ingredient: 1 pound of lump claw crab meat and 2 pounds of bay scallops. Now these are already cooked. We have 1 orange pepper, 1 red pepper, 1 green pepper sliced. We have 1 teaspoon of pepper. We have 1 clove of garlic. We have 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar. We have 2 tablespoons of lime juice. We have 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, and that smells amazing. Right here is the topping, which is chopped cucumber, which I'll just, throw a couple of pieces on each one. We have 2 cups of clamato. We have a 1/2 cup of tomato juice. We have 1/4 cup of fresh chopped cilantro and 1 avocado chopped. So again, I'm just going to mix everything in here and then chill it for a couple of hours, and then we'll assemble it closer to the party. Now I'm going to make the caprese bites. And I think the hardest thing about this dish is going to be how I'm going to lay them on the plate. So here I have wooden skewers. Again, 1 to each skewer. Just pop one in your mouth, throw the skewer away. I have 14 mozzarella balls that have been marinating in olive oil and Italian spices. And each ball is cut into thirds. And then I have 1 package of grape tomatoes. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a skewer, and I'd say right about maybe there, and you can play with it. And you want to put the round end first. And then you take one of the mozzarella pieces, and then you take another piece of a grape tomato and close it off. Now, isn't that the cutest thing? And then again, right in the mouth, and throw the skewer away. So I'm going to go ahead and make these. And what could be more simple or delicious? And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is the gathering after all, where it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be fun and good. Chelsea, you want to come over and try one?
Yeah.
Say hello. She's my favorite critic. Awesome. Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Family feedback is the best. If you want to make an impression without too much work, this is it. Now, how cute are these? Can't you just see them by the pool? Well, tonight they're going to be at the girlfriend gathering. Be right back. Okay, so we're back at the stove. The chocolate and caramel fantasy is looking like it's on its way to being just that. I'm heating up a pan with some coating spray in it, and we're going to melt our semi-sweet chocolate bits and our remaining 1/4 cup of whipping cream. Now once this melts, this will take a few minutes, we'll pour this on top, and then it's back in the fridge for about at least an hour. So if you press for time, it'll still work. So there you have it. Chocolate and caramel fantasy. It's like one big chocolate caramel bar. Anyway, it's going to go back in the fridge for at least an hour, and the next time you see this, it'll be at the end of the meal. We have to get in the square. Mother and daughter.
Oh.
And now it's on to hoisin chicken spoons. This is a stir-fried dish, all chopped up, and once it's stir-fried, you put it in a food processor just to pulse it, get it into kind of like a ground state. And we put them on these little Chinese spoons, hence hoisin chicken spoons, so that when, you know, anybody tries one, they pop it in their mouth and then they're done. Now, for the stir fry, we have 3 chicken breasts cooked and chopped small pieces. We have 1 package of shiitake mushrooms sliced, and we have Chinese 5-spice powder, which is, you know, very distinctive taste on its own. It's really nice. And to this, we're going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of Kit-Kat mayonnaise. Now that is kind of like Chinese ketchup. And how you make that is that you put all of these ingredients into a saucepan, render it down, and it will keep in your fridge for 2 to 3 months in an airtight container. And what makes up Keycap Manus is 1 cup of soy sauce, 7 tablespoons of dark molasses, 1 cup of brown sugar, dark, a 1/4 cup of hoisin sauce. That gives it the sweet taste. We've got 1 teaspoon of peanut oil, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander, and then 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger. And yes, you can use the powdered ginger, but there is nothing like fresh ginger grated. It's just a distinctive flavor. It's wonderful. And we have 1 cup of water. So what we're going to do first is make the Keycap Manus. And then once that is done, we'll stir fry this portion of the dish. And then we'll throw it in the food processor, pulse it up a little bit, fill up the spoons. And then I'm thinking we're going to have some left over. So I'll put it in a little bowl in the center, so that if anybody wants some more with another spoon in the bowl, they can ladle some more onto their spoons. So I'll meet you over at the stove. Okay, so here we are at the stove. We're going to put the water in the pan along with the brown sugar. So we're going to stir it constantly over medium heat for about 5 minutes. Now when the sugar dissolves, and it's dissolved already, you're going to turn the heat to high. And then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Now, I don't know how often you get to a Chinese market or an Oriental market, but it's well worth the visit. Not only is the variety of whatever you'd be looking for just out of this world, you can't beat the prices. So, working in Boston, I always make it a point to make it over to Chinatown during lunch and pick up whatever items I need on hand. And it just makes all the dishes a little more authentic. I'm going to heat up the wok with some more peanut oil. I'm going to taste it. See what's going on here. Oh my goodness. That is so good. That would go good over anything. Fish, chicken, steak, vegetables. Woo. Then you want to add the chicken and some of the Keycap and the Chinese 5-spice powder. And again, you're going to pulse it, not puree it. That looks perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 spoon and fill it with another. Chinese 5-spice powder. Just wonderful. The Keycap Manus. Okay, well, time's marching on. We have to get to our main course. So I'll be right back with those ingredients. So here we are, back at the gathering. And now we're going to prepare our stuffing for our tenderloin. I am going to melt 1 stick of butter in a fry pan. And what we have here, 1 pound fresh mushrooms chopped, 2 packages, 10 ounces each, spinach frozen chopped. We have 2 tablespoons of dried breadcrumbs, 1 tablespoon of pepper, a half a teaspoon of salt mixed, 1 tablespoon of dry vermouth, 2 tablespoons Parmesan cheese, and 1 tablespoon of freshly chopped thyme. Melt the butter, saute the mushrooms, add the rest of the ingredients, and then put our tenderloin together. Okay, so here is the star of the show, beef tenderloin. I have my stuffing and I have my rub. Now I want to rub this all over both sides. It's nice and seasoned. Turn it back over, and I'm going to stuff it. I always like to make enough stuffing, and the vermouth smells absolutely out of this world. So I get all over so that no matter what piece you're getting, you're going to get stuffing. And then you want to close it up. Then you want to take a tie and tie it in about 1 to 2 inch intervals. So not only does the stuffing stay in, but it kind of molds the meat. Isn't this a beautiful piece of meat? I'm going to turn this around so you can get a better look at it. Is that beautiful? I have a pan prepared, sprayed with the rack. I'm going to place this right on it. And it won't all fit, but that's okay. Again, 300 degrees for 2 hours. So now it's on to our salad. Baby spinach with apricots and raspberry vinaigrette. So we're going to take 1 large bag or package of baby spinach. We're going to add 1 cup of raisins, 2 cups of canned apricots. So I am going to, and I have 1 cup of raspberry vinaigrette. I've got a half a teaspoon of dried oregano. I have 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. I have 1 cup of white sugar. I have a half a cup of vegetable oil. I have 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Get a whisk. Whisk it all together. I'm going to give it a taste. Woo! That is nice. I think that will do it. So there you have it. Baby spinach with apricots and raspberry vinaigrette. Be right back. Now it's on to the steamed asparagus. I already have some in here because they couldn't fit all on the plate. 3 bunches. I've got water filled up to about here. And that's starting to boil. And because I have a lot of flavors going on in the main course, I wanted to keep a simple vegetable. And what's more simple and elegant than asparagus? Pent it I've got it on high heat. It will come to a boil. I'll steam them for maybe 10 minutes. I'll keep checking them, and then I'll move them into a plate and keep them warm in the microwave until tonight. I'm going to make my potatoes dauphinoise. Look at that. That is beautiful. Well, there you have it, another episode of The Gathering. I'm here with my friends, Lisa, Lauren, Kristen, Joe, and Kristen, and of course me, you know me. And the appetizers we have here, as you know, hoisin chicken spoons, shrimp with cilantro and chili, seafood shooters, caprese bite. So I hope you can join us next time, and thanks for being with us at The Gathering. Cheers.
Cheers. From Sonoma. For the beat. Sorry.
Awesome, Kristen. No, awesome, because I'm going to leave that in. All right, so here's the H-Cam. Woo!